2025 was a great year for video games. I know I say that every year, but this year I really mean it this time because it was so many good games came out. Have you seen the Game Awards? Jeff Keighley was there, and he's a really cool dude. So I'm gonna get right into this, but first I'm gonna hit you with 5 honorable mentions. This year I played the first Hitman game. That was really cool. I honestly really fucked with the level design. I thought it was fun. Mario Kart World came out. A new Mario Kart, and it's open world. That sucked, but it was also fun. It's fine. I liked Mario Kart World enough to mention it. Peak was a silly multiplayer game that came out, and I had a fun time with it. I think there should be more friend slot game because they're always fun. I played Balatro for the first time this year. Balatro was an experience. Honestly, playing it now, I think it might have been overhyped when it first came out because I think you kind of hit a skill ceiling when you play it, and like it kind of stops being like big number go up, but I got some big numbers. And final honorable mention, Neon White. The game is fun. Why is everything else about it the way that it is? Because, oh my god, the game is fun. I beat the dev times on all the levels. Oh, it was so good. It almost made the list. It just barely didn't make the cut. Alright, time for the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is a game called Wanderstop. This was a game about making tea. And if Uncle Iroh taught me anything, where there is tea, there is healing. I think someone's thoughts on Wanderstop would hinge on how much you relate to Alta's struggle throughout the game. Seeing that she is a sword fighter from a fantasy world, her particular issues are very specific to her circumstances, but I think they did a good job communicating her arc in such a way that you can both place yourself in her shoes and relate to aspects of her struggles with your own life. I played this game during a week where I was having a big life purpose crisis spiral depression thingy, which made a lot of the stuff really resonate with me personally. This game got me applying to jobs on LinkedIn again, which is how you know the healing is working, because I was on LinkedIn. Thank God I got a job this year. The gameplay itself is nothing crazy. It's just a bit of farming and virtual chores made fun through quick mechanics. You can read books in the game, and the books are silly. I like the knockoff Dirk guy. He was fun. And it's a short game too. The game encourages you to take your time, just kind of go at your own pace, but if you're like me, you'll probably wrap it up in just over 10 hours. I think the biggest surprise here was that the game didn't emotionally gut punch me at all. Like, the whole time I was waiting for the game to whip out its magical therapy powers and slap me in the face with therapy rays. But the biggest emotional beats are very closely tied to Alta's introspection, so you feel more like an observer in a character study for those moments. There was one element towards the end of the game that had the required elements to bridge the gap and hit me personally in the feels, but unfortunately that moment accompanies the one point in the narrative where I'm iffy on what they were trying to do. Still, if you want something cozy, if you want something to make you feel better, I would check out Wanderstop. I think this game was able to touch me personally, which is why it made the list, and something like Neon White, where all the characters talked in the most annoying way possible, not make the list. Yeah, play this one. Coming in at number 9, we have Slay the Spire. It's just a really fucking good roguelike deck building game. In an age where there are so many roguelike deck building games, it's really cool that I got to play this one. I didn't get the chance to check out Hades 2 this year, so this is probably the best roguelike I played this year. I also didn't get a chance to check out Blueprints, which is also a really good roguelike. My girlfriend right now is playing Blueprints in the other room as I am recording this. But roguelikes are a cool genre, and I think Slay the Spire is the definitive roguelike, and I think that's what makes it so good. I came back to this game so many times, and I would just do a run, and then another run, and then another run. It doesn't really have anything else really elevating the experience. There isn't an overarching narrative that really grips you. There isn't really anything about its presentation that wows you and inspires you. It just has very solid mechanics that keep you coming back for more and making you wonder what you can do differently on the next run. Unlike Balatro, which I mentioned in the honorable mentions, I don't think this game can reach quite high big number territory. In Balatro, you can have a stupid run, where you just mollywhoop everything, but in Slay the Spire, each run you are coming very close to almost losing. I'm playing Peglin right now, which has the opposite problem, where every run it kind of feels easy, whereas in Slay the Spire, I think that challenge is very welcome. I think it is perfectly balanced as a game. Yes, so play this one as well. You should play all the games I mentioned, but I'm gonna say that every time. Coming in at number 8, we got DK Bonanza. Donkey Kong Bonanza. That's what DK stands for, fun fact. This game is a lobotomy simulator. It's like scratching your back, except you're digging into the creases of your brain with each chunk of terrain destroyed. The movement is good, the music is good, it has everything going for it, and was a lovely game to relax with on the couch. My weakness as a gamer is that if you give me a game with even a hint of 3D exploration, I will navigate the levels and world like a fucking lawnmower, sweeping back and forth around every nook and cranny until my job is done. And it's weird because sometimes I annoy myself with this playstyle. I get bored, but can't bring myself to just leave a chunk of the level unexplored. And my drive to keep playing the game depends on how much I can adhere to and satisfy this specific playstyle. Donkey Kong Bonanza tested the limits of this philosophy because the levels are so fucking big and full of so many bananas and collectibles that my pace through the game was painfully slow. But I kept playing because there's always stuff when I check in a seemingly unimportant location. The most impressive thing about it is both its scale and how it brought to life the collectathon genre. Comparing it to Mario Odyssey is when it ends up falling behind a little bit. I think it definitely has a leg up in 3 categories. Its villains, the progression, and collectibles, because they reward you for fucking everything. Everything else is either a toss-up between the 2 games, or it just flat out goes in Mario Odyssey's favor. Mario Odyssey had so many memorable moments, becoming a dinosaur for the first time, the new Donk City Festival, flying up to the moon, the escape sequence with Bowser. Nothing in Bonanza compared to those highs of Mario Odyssey. There's the Bonanza transformations, but those are really interchangeable with one another. I think that's the kicker for me. This game is also way more impressive on a technical level, and the story offers a ton of fun bits with Pauline and the Void Company, but I don't think that automatically makes it more fun to play or a better package overall. It's just a neat bonus. Maybe if the paid DLC let you fight a fucking dragon or something, it could compete with the base game of Mario Odyssey, but that didn't happen. Regardless, I did like this one, and I look forward to seeing if this dev team comes forward with new games in the future. Give me a Wario game. I was gonna list off other characters, just give me a Wario game. Anyways, if you own a Switch 2, play Donkey Kong Bonanza. What else are you playing on the Switch 2? Coming in at number 7, we got Dark Souls 2 and 3. You might think it's unfair for me to make 2 games take the same spot on my list, but these are not 2 separate packages. They are 2 games that fill the role of one game, and that's being a sequel to Dark Souls 1. It's wild how these games exist independently from one another. They go about being sequels in completely different ways. Dark Souls 3 is like nacho cheese Doritos, while Dark Souls 2 is like Cool Ranch Doritos. They're both excellent, but let's get into the specifics. I think in many ways Dark Souls 2 does improve on the first game. It takes so many bold steps forward for the franchise. Sometimes these steps elevate the themes and design philosophy of Dark Souls 1 while being completely different. Other times the game steps onto a rake and smacks itself in the face, but still, even when the game sucks dick and balls, I remind myself that it was better it had tried than it not try at all. People will talk about Dark Souls 2 until they die. It's a weird fucking game in the best way possible. But there's something about it that will inspire a guy like H-Bomber Guy to defend it like his life is on the line. Dark Souls 3, on the other hand, is like a golden child. Of course it improves on Dark Souls 1. It is Dark Souls 1, but new and improved. It's sleek, polished, and does everything right on paper, but it accomplishes that by sacrificing very little. It simply omits anything that could have been a risk at all. Why make a big interconnected world when a linear one is easier to lay out? Why introduce new lore and characters when we can recycle the ones that the fans already love? Don't get it twisted, this game is still a masterpiece. Its level design raises the bar over previous games like it's nobody's business, and it has so many iconic boss fights. This was my final From Software Souls-like, so I built my run around the Moonlight Greatsword, and man, fighting Slave Knight Gale while using all the tools I acquired through the game and the knowledge I built by playing all the previous games, it filled me with an emotion I can't quite describe. I'm glad I got to play these games. They both absolutely fuck. But that's no big surprise. When trying to figure out which one I liked more, I guess it's more important to ask, what's more important to a game like Dark Souls? What can it inspire in you through its design? Or how it can make you feel while you play? Both of these games accomplish both of those points in different ways, and I'm too much of a bitch to pick a favorite. So they're both making the list. Fuck you. Play both of these games. You should. Coming in at number 6 is Dispatch. Dispatch was a fun little romp for the end of the year. I got the chance to play this game with my girlfriend. She was on the mouse and I was on the keyboard. Together we made Robert Robertson an absolute mess of a man. I liked this one. I never got the chance to play a Telltale style game where you get to fill in the blanks like a watered down version of Mad Libs, but it made for an experience that games I've played never really inspired in me until now. I got invested in this world and these characters like I was watching a really good TV show. Having the chance to gossip over the drama and discuss the story events as the game unfolded made this game a very social experience. Not only did I get closer with my girlfriend, I got closer with my coworkers. I don't really like my coworkers, but I felt that was important to mention. I think the devs knew what they were doing going into it. Having the chunks of the game come out weekly created a buzz as things developed. I could not escape this game on social media. I don't know what else to say here aside from the fact that I thought it was cool. That's not to say the gameplay here takes a backseat over the story. I actually think the dispatching sections of the game were hella engaging. It was really fun to bounce off my partner on which characters were the best for the job. The real testament to these gameplay sections were how the heroes you oversaw truly felt like actual people. They can ignore you, go out on their own, let their emotions influence their performance, or flat out not show up at all. I like Flambe the most. I didn't know where to work that in here, but I gotta mention it. I'm glad I got to get around to this one, even if it was after all the episodes released and I binged the whole thing. I'm curious if we end up getting a season 2 for this, but if we do, my girlfriend and I will be ready, and I will be on the mouse this time. In the meantime, there are many story-driven games like Dispatch, and my girlfriend will want me to check out a lot of them this upcoming year, so keep a lookout for next year. Why am I talking even more like a generic YouTuber? This was a good game, play this game. Play all the games. Play video games right now. Coming in at number 5, we have Elden Ring Night Rain. Dudes will say hop on Night Rain in your Discord, and it will become your most played game of 2025. What the fuck happened? I don't even think Night Rain is all there. I think it's got a lot of buggy mechanics. The boss pool is oops all shitters. It gets all the shitters not only from Elden Ring, but all the shitters from the Dark Souls games. But there's something about it that you will just want to do another run. And I did a lot of runs. There were so many runs for Night Rain that I did, and I enjoyed a lot of them. I think this game is inventive. It is a cool stepping stone for From Software. It makes me really excited to check out the Duskbloods when that comes out. But in the meantime, I liked this package. I think Elden Ring Night Rain may be the most game ever, in the sense that it was a video game. Look, I'm really struggling to pad this one out, but I will say there are elements here worth truly appreciating and putting on a pedestal. Let's talk about the Night Lord boss roster. These Night Lords are bosses designed that the other games couldn't even dream of accomplishing. Each one of them truly feels like a raid boss. You are running up and fighting for your life, leading the charge as you are just getting molly-whooped by big AoE attacks. It sounds like it would be not fun. But when you're the only one left on your team of 3 and you're clutching like your life is on the line, I wouldn't know what that feels like because I was always the one getting down first. Shoutouts to my buddy Ryan for carrying my ass. I thought this game also had a really fun updating system. I feel like the game evolved with me and my friends as we were playing it. The additions of the Everdark bosses were a really welcome addition. I think the Deep of Night system made playing the game in a ranked-like context really fun. And then the DLC came out towards the end of the year, and I think the new content the DLC added brought me back to the game. For now, I am done with the game until they drop Everdark Dreglord or Everdark Hyolster. Until then, I think I'm all set. I liked Night Rain. I was legally obligated to play it because I have sold my soul to From Software. But if you have played all the From Software games without having played Night Rain, play Night Rain. Play video games. Next on the list. Coming in at number 4, we got Tunic. Tunic was a really good experience. As I played the game, I was thinking, if Tunic can stick the landing, I think it'll probably score a perfect 5 out of 5. Well, good news! It stuck the landing! It stuck the landing hard! I mean, minor spoilers, but in order to achieve the true ending to this game, you must set out on a quest to complete what might very well be the greatest puzzle ever put into a video game. If you play this game, do yourself the favor of not looking up an online guide for anything. It's doable without, hell, it's designed to be done without. The progression in this game revolves around building your knowledge pool and learning more about what this game is and how you can keep going. You really should check this game out. Of all the games I've talked about so far, this is the game you guys have probably not played yet, and I think you should go out of your way to do so. The puzzle stuff I'm gushing about isn't even the main draw of the game. If anything, it's the cherry on top. Tunic plays like the perfect fusion between A Link to the Past and Hollow Knight, which is a game that is already a fusion of many different things. It's got a charming visual style, a world that's fun to explore, secrets to uncover, and boss fights that are pretty damn solid. But above all, Tunic at its core is a love letter to those tiny little instruction booklets you got with a video game back in the day. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that is the main appeal of the game. You do it for the tiny little instruction booklets. Play the damn game. Coming in at number 3, we got Journey. If you haven't played this game, skip this section. Skip this section. I play the game, I don't care, skip the section, but if you have played the game, allow me to tell you a story. Alright? I buy Journey. I don't know dick about it. I don't know anything. But I'm playing the game and I'm washed over with beautiful visuals and vibes that are immaculate. And I go and I solve a couple puzzles, but very early on in my journey of climbing this mountain, I see something that looks like me. And I go up to it, and I have a button on my controller, and I beep at the thing, and it beeps back. And I spin in circles, and after a couple seconds, this thing spins in circles. I didn't know what this was. I immediately come to the conclusion that this is one of two things. This is either a really good AI, or this is another player. And the amount of times I go back and forth wondering which one it is, because I progress through the entire game with this shadow clone of myself. I climb the mountain. Every section of this game, I am developing a language with this duplicate. We are beeping at each other in a language that only we comprehend, and we continue climbing up the mountain. There are spooky sections of this game, and in the spooky sections, we're huddled together, beeping at each other. In the big open exploration, we're splitting up and beeping at each other, making sure we don't lose each other. We are beeping at each other so much. I am taking so many screenshots of this experience because I am just enamored with what I am partaking in. Where am I going? What is this journey that I am going on? But we progress. We climb higher. I am now 80% sure that this is another player. If it's not, I am wowed by this game's technical ability to make someone that feels so authentic, but I am lagging behind on the entire journey. I am making callous decisions, I am getting damaged, and we make it to the summit. The summit of this game is a giant icy hailstorm atop the mountain, and as we're climbing up the mountain, I am getting molly-whooped by the weather, by the enemies. I am weak, I am lagging behind, and this duplicate is coming up to me and beeping, making sure I'm okay as we're progressing to the top. And we get to what I can only describe as one of the final ascents of the game, where you walk up this icy tundra, like this big flat slope, and right before that, I fall. A windstorm knocks me into a pit, and I'm gone, but I don't die. I climb back up, and I'm beeping. I'm looking for my companion, the person I spent the entire game with, and I can't find them. I feel this tremendous wave of loss wash over me as I'm beeping, trying to find the person that I climbed this mountain with, but they're nowhere to be found. I keep beeping, but I have no choice. I don't know what happened to them, but it is up to me to make it to the top of this mountain. I must say goodbye to the friend I've made on this journey. So, I climb this final ascent. It's freezing. I don't even think I'm gonna make it. My little guy is being blown side to side, and I'm doing it alone. I'm doing it for the person that I lost, and I make it to the end of the game. It is a beautiful experience. I highly recommend you check it out. But when the game ends, I get a message on Steam. Or sorry, no. When the game ends, you get the confirmation that you were playing with another person, and you get their Steam username. So, I hit the person up on Steam, and then we just do the ultimate post-game recap. I think their first message was like, "Bruh, what the fuck happened up there?" And I was crying, and I was like, "I don't know what happened, I missed you! I missed you!" Oh, the best 2 hours of my life. Oh my god, this game was awesome. If I wasn't a bitch, I'd honestly rank it number 1. It was that damn good of an experience. Oh my god, play the damn game. Coming in at number 2, we got Hollow Knight Silksong. It's Hollow Knight Silksong. We spent ages asking for this game to come out, and when it came out, the devs delivered. This game is big. It's so big! I didn't write a script for this section because I didn't know how I could boil all of my thoughts on Hollow Knight Silksong down to one little nugget, but oh, it is so good. It is an improvement on the original Hollow Knight in every way imaginable. It does almost everything right. I'm gonna be a bit of a loser and a bit of a drag and nick the game for one thing, and that's its difficulty. I am in the camp, I think it went a little too far in being difficult, but that's not to say it wasn't without warrant. When I was fighting the Ant Lady in Act 3, I popped off so hard, I was physically shaking. That's how you know difficulty is good, I guess, and has its merits, but at the same time, I think it does make a large portion of the game a tiny bit inaccessible. Regardless, I think the exploration in this game is good, the narrative is good. Having Hornet just being able to speak to the other NPCs already puts this game above Hollow Knight because it fills the world with this sense of character. Rounding the corner, instead of hearing the hum-hums of the map maker from Hollow Knight 1, you hear Chakra doing her like, "Aye. It's so good! This game is so good, and I should have wrote something down so that this was a bit more guided, but you already know that this game is good. It was up for Game of the Year for a reason. It's so beautiful. Can we talk about the artwork of this game? Can we talk about how it looks so good? Okay, I'm gonna cut myself off here, but Silksong is really damn good. If it wasn't for the difficulty, it would be a masterpiece and make the number 1 spot. Play the damn game. Play Hollow Knight especially if you haven't already. You owe it to yourself. And finally, coming in at number 1 is not Expedition 33, because I didn't play that game, even though my stupid IT coworkers keep telling me it's really good. I don't believe them. Maybe I'll check out Expedition 33 this upcoming year. I don't know. I'm still figuring out what I have time for. I haven't played a lot of games this year, but a game that I did play and I liked more than every other game was Deltarune. I don't care if it's cheating to put Deltarune on this list. Yes, is the game not finished? It isn't. But if we are just talking about chapters 3 and 4, it's already a better game than everything else on this list because of how it engrosses you completely. And I mean, let's also talk about the fact that I played Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2 again in preparation for these upcoming chapters, and I had equally a great time with those as well. This game is an event. Every time a chapter drops, it is the social experience of Dispatch times 1,000. We are talking about theories. What are Chris's motivations? What is in the bunker? Who the fuck is Wingding Gaster? And why is he the royal scientist? We will never know. But what we do know is that this game takes turn-based RPG mechanics and polishes them to a degree that no one can understand because, yes, Undertale was really good in how it incorporated bullet hell mechanics, but Deltarune raises the bar each and every boss fight. I swear the jumping quality from Deltarune Chapter 1 to some of the things we were doing in these recent 2 chapters was unlike anything else. But let's keep the discussion to these recent 2 chapters. I think Chapter 3 was a fun wonderland. Tenna made for a great through line in this chapter, and I thought it was really incredible watching the effects of my family's divorce affect this TV so deeply. There were minigames galore, the rhythm game section took me out completely, I was hooting and hollering at every single gag. The rules card joke throughout this chapter killed me every time it popped up. I love Rules Card. I am his #1 shooter. I want to kiss the man. Maybe, I don't know, a tiny bit. But aside from that, the ending to Chapter 3 left my jaw on the floor with how it casually introduces the knight and completely mollywhoops you. I didn't beat the knight. I tried, I grinded for hours, but I didn't beat the knight, but it's so good. The music is always Toby Fox. What the fuck are you drinking in your morning coffee? Because this music fucks unlike anything else could possibly fuck. There is no other game on this list that had a soundtrack nearly as good as Deltarune, and that's because Toby Fox knows what the fuck he's doing. This game is an album with a game that comes for free alongside with it. And then Deltarune Chapter 4 hits, and Chapter 4, what it doesn't make up for with funny antics, it does make up, I'm messing up the structure of this sentence. This section is also unscripted, but what Chapter 4 doesn't have in funny moments, it makes up for in character drama. I am so invested in Susie's story arc and where it's going. With the weird route, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Noelle and Chris, but I am going to be looking up YouTube videos because I can't bring myself to do the weird route. Gerson was a fantastic character introduction, and this whole angle of the prophecy added such a rich dynamic to the story of Deltarune. Chapter 4 kept the first 3 chapters from feeling repetitive by repeating the same structure, and I'm so excited to see what comes in chapters 5, 6, and 7. Oh my god, Deltarune was fantastic. I loved every second of it. I am constantly looking forward to new updates and newsletters regarding the chapter's development. It is weird to think that one day this game will be over and that Toby Fox will work on another game. It is his dream game. I am trusting his vision completely. And there is something about Deltarune that is so utterly charming and captivating that it leaves me completely engrossed, hungry for more. If you haven't already, play the damn game and make 2026 a damn good one. Bye.